right, so when you make your TeacherMade account, you are going to be dropped into your dashboard screen right here. On the first time, this will probably be blank, but as you create them, all of your online worksheets are going to start populating right here. So to make a worksheet, the first thing we're going to do is click this blue action button and then create worksheet. Give it a name and possibly a description. You can start from scratch right here and it'll give you a blank slate, but most of you are probably going to take an already existing worksheet. So to do that, go ahead and find that file on your computer and upload it in. Then click Make My File. From here, you're going to notice it put your PDF and it gave you a toolbar. So let's go over some of these buttons. The first one is a preview. So if you ever want to know what it's going to look like to the students, we're going to click there. Then we obviously have the zoom in and the zoom out. All right, the box with the T in is for fill in the blanks. The next one with the arrow is drop down, where they would select out of a list. Long answer or paragraphs is the P. This crisscross arrow is for matching, true, false, multiple choice questions, the check boxes where you can select more than one. This fire one's fun. That is a hot spot. So this could be where you're like, oh, circle the name of the city or the place on the map. You can actually do that online also. A math insert. Now the rest of them from here are where you, if you wanted to add something to your worksheet, such as teacher text, like giving them more instructions, hey, do this, or if you wanted to add an additional image, you can do that. There's also this audio recording, which is kind of cool. I like to do that to add extra instructions, or foreign languages. You can do a little listening portion of it as well. And last but not least, we can do some hyperlinks. All right, so let's get started on how easy it is. The first one, it says fill in the blank. Now, there is a right and a wrong answer here, so this is going to be our short answer, so I'm going to do that box with the T in it. And what we're going to do is just take your mouse and we're going to drag it to where you want the students to type, right there. Now, if there actually is a correct answer, and this isn't just an opinion piece, what you can do is click Edit Short Answer and type in what you want them to write. So a piglet is the baby of a pig. Now, you're going to see the word that you typed in there, but the students will not. That is just telling you what you set the answer key to. So let me do it again. I'm going to draw another text box for a duckling is the baby of a duck, and the owl is the baby of an owl. Just remember to go ahead and program the key if you want it to self-grade. Now, you don't actually have to do the key. If you are going to look at each and every one of these, that is absolutely fine. You can hand grade it. So this is an optional step whether you want the worksheet to grade or not. All right, the next most common one is probably the multiple choice. So for that, it's this little circle icon right here. And it is, my particular sample has 4 choices. And what you're going to do is essentially use your mouse to draw either on top of or next to the answer choices, and kind of size them up so that they line up. And now what you can do to set the answer is actually click the correct choice, and it will mark it correct. If you want to change the point value, you can go ahead and hit that Edit Multiple Choice right there. Next, we have some matching. So matching takes a little bit of time. What we're going to actually have to do is draw a little box around each of the options. And we're going to start by basically saying and highlighting each one first. So once you have these pink boxes drawn around each part, so maybe the vocab word and the answer or whatever is going to get matched, if you want it to self-grade, this part might be a little tricky. You're going to actually click on the first one and then hold the Shift key down and click on its answer to turn it green. So I click 2/3 and then shift and hold it down and click so that all of these will match. Now, just to go ahead and play around with some of the other buttons, even though it's not on my sample, the check boxes work very similarly. When you draw them, they could either go up and down. You would put these next to your questions and then just select which one was the correct one. Math actually allows the kid an equation editor, so when they type in, it'll let them use all of the math symbols that you are looking for. The record button, this easily pops up a little microphone, and you will just press this red dot to record some speech, and then when you're done, the black square as the stop and attach it to your worksheet. This should automatically save when you are done, and so basically from here, in order to give it to your students, you're going to go back to your home screen and hit My Worksheets, and then the 3 dots here. Now you can go back to Edit. You could duplicate it if you wanted to do that. Sharing would give this to another teacher. So if you and your PLC wanted to work together, we would share it. But most of you are just going to go to Assign. And Assign is going to give you 3 options. So TeacherMade would be if you want to assign it to them on this website. It's kind of the way we did in the start of this PD as an external link. And it will ask them to sign in and type their name. There is also the ability to assign it through Google Classroom or Canvas. I'm going to make a separate video for that. So Canvas will come in another video. So if I just want to give it to them as a link, I'm going to click TeacherMade and click Next. Do you want them to have to sign in using their Google account? Probably, yes. How do they want their points delivered? Do you want to release the scores and the correct answers? Yes or no? And then we can go ahead and hit Save. From here, this is the URL you're going to give them, and all the student has to do is really just go to that URL, and then they will have access to complete that worksheet once they sign in with Google.